is John Stobart painting, and we're very proud of our John Stobart paintings here. We actually have 4 that is usually on display in the museum. Right now there are only 2, and I'll explain that. But John Stobart was born in 1929. He's still painting. In fact, he celebrated his 80th birthday just back late in 2009. And he paints scenes of harbors, but in the days of sail. This is a scene on the Thames in London, and it represents 1852 at Greenwich. This is the Naval College at Greenwich, which you can still see today. It still looks just like that. But John is a very famous maritime artist, and today he has a show going on at Palm Beach, Florida, and he has 63 of his paintings on display. Very prolific. He's almost any harbor you can think of, he's done a painting of it. Wow. Now, we loaned him back one of his paintings that we have of San Francisco.
Oh, is that right?
And so that's why, and we recently got another painting of his. He actually painted outside our museum. If you notice, around the corner there's a lighthouse, and he painted that lighthouse for us and gave us that painting. It went back to be copied and made prints of, and we're going to have those available with a signing by John one of these days when he comes out here.
Well, that would be great.
John lives on the East Coast, both in Boston and Florida. But he's a great supporter of the Maritime Museum.
The detail is
wonderful,
amazing on this, because you can, I mean, you can see the curtains in the buildings, and
exactly.
Even far away things. It's just absolutely amazing.
The thing I like about this painting is that this area here where the water is shown flat, this little eddy, if you will, that happens quite often. But I've never seen another artist do that. You know, this little ship has moved sideways, flattened the water for a second, and he captured that.
Now, did he just spend a lot of time in the harbors and just watch it and learn about it, or did he? How did he come across doing stuff like that?
He started when he first started doing these maritime paintings. He actually had worked with some advisors to work with what ships really look like. Since that day, of course, he's learned a lot about ships and he does understand that. But he spent many years in London and works there, works wherever he needs to. I'll tell you a story about this painting. Now, John was out here 5 or 6 years ago, and he gave various talks to the local people and to our docents and all that. One night, we had a talk with him, and he asked me to take a painting and put it on an easel, and I'll talk about it, and we'll discuss how I do it. I said, well, which one? And he selected this one. Now, it's a beautiful painting, but it's not the brightest colored one that we have of the ones of his that we have. So we put it on an easel, we put it over there, everybody's sitting around, and the volunteers asked, well, John, why did you want to talk about that one? It's not as bright as the other one. His answer was he likes this painting because as an artist works, you get to the point where you can't decide if you're finished or not. In this case, he said, I put this on the canvas, and it was just what I wanted. And I could walk away, and I knew I was done.
Yeah.
And so that's why he really liked this painting. He liked to talk about it. It's a great insight from a great painter.
Yeah, that's great. Now, behind us, this is one big model. I mean, that is huge. It's beautiful. Looks like it could actually, if you put it in water, float.
Almost. You know, that's an interesting concept, though. Most of the models that we built are probably more float, because we don't try to make them heavy enough on the bottom.
Right, and they were really designed for that. It was more just, this is what it looked like.
Yeah. Now, this model is a purple force. We don't know how old it is.
Really?
We thought that it was actually from 1793 when this ship was built. So we thought that was it. And this is a 74-gun ship. It represents a British ship that was at the Battle of Trafalgar. But now we've had our experts looking at it, and we find that although it's supposed to be a British ship, there are certain characteristics that are French or Dutch. So what we're thinking, and we have some people researching this, we think this was a model that was built before the 1790s, probably as a French ship or a Dutch ship, and then was modified to look like this British ship in 1793 or 4 when this actual ship was built.
Okay.
But it's a 74-gun ship. It's very, very popular during those Napoleonic War periods. It's got quite a bit of firepower, but yet it's very maneuverable as well. Not like those big three-deckers.
Now, when we look at these ships, I mean, the models are just gorgeous. Are they, for example, this one, are they models of actual ships, or are they designed by the model themselves?
No, this particular model, to answer your question, most of our models are designed to be a particular ship. This one here represents a ship called the Mars. And the Mars, you can find all the history on it. In fact, that book tells the history of the Mars as well. And the Mars, as I said, was in the Battle of Trafalgar with Admiral Nelson and did its part. So when people build a model, by the way, we have a model builders club here. And when they select a model to build, it's usually they're picking a particular model.
Ship.
There are many models, many ships that are very popular. Constitution is one, and among others. HMS Victory is another very popular model for people to build. So, but they pick a particular ship. We have as I said, most of our models are from the age of sail, but this model over here is a fairly modern ship.
Okay.
The